in life.
Hey, hey. What's up, beautiful people out here on the interwebs? Welcome to the Oakland Poetry Slam virtual edition. My name is Reggie, and I will be your host on this wonderful evening of poetic excellence and artistic beauty. But before we begin, I have to thank the people that make this possible. Of course, you know who it is, our supporters over on Patreon. We have been virtual on and off for what is this? Year three? Year three. Surviving. I'm a survivor, Destiny's Child. Point being, nobody pays to be here. Poets don't pay to be here. Audience doesn't pay to be here. We still pay our feature. We still pay workshop facilitators. We still give prize money. And the only reason we've been able to do all of this amazing but costly work is because of our monthly supporters on patreon.com. So I have a few people that I'd like to thank in particular. Renee Edmonds, Stephanie Yaboa, Emily Chow, and Calla Lily. Thank you so much for being regular supporters. Your support really means a lot to us. Thank you to Jessica Kozakic for sponsoring one of our weekly workshops, and a special shout out to Alice Grimm and Rebecca Abraham for pledging $100 a month in support of one of our venues, the Allen Bluford Center for Justice. If you enjoy anything that you are seeing, or you just really want to support an organization that is providing platforms for marginalized and intentionally silenced voices, you can go over to patreon.com/RichOak Events to donate monthly. If you don't want to donate monthly because you're afraid of commitment like I am, that is fair. We do have a GoFundMe up to fundraise for some immediate needs in the new year to continue doing the work that we're doing specifically, so we can expand our technological capabilities and expand access and reach. If any of that sounds good, we'll drop some links in the chat for you to follow and, take your Christmas bonus somewhere. And, you don't want to pay taxes on that motherfucker anyway. So donate to RichOak Events and don't pay taxes. Wow. Iconic. Wow. Now that we got the PBS ad out of the way, we have an amazing lineup of poets tonight. We have a kick-ass feature. I'm personally invested in this feature. Really, really excited for this feature. But of course, with every slam, with every competition, we do have a few rules for everybody. First, for our poets, no props, no costumes, no musical accompaniment, no nudity. This is a family live stream. Don't do that to us. But more important than keeping your nibbly bits in your garments or off screen, I don't care what you got from the neck down, as long as you're only seen from the neck up. More important than keeping your nibbly bits off camera is our time limit. You have 3 minutes with a grace period of 10 seconds to spit your own original poem. After 3 minutes in that grace period of 10 seconds, you will be deducted points by our scorekeeper, L. After 4 minutes, you will be muted. I will have to come back on stage when I'm not ready, you're not ready, the audience wasn't ready, God wasn't ready. And it's gonna be awkward. I don't know if you could tell, I'm already kind of awkward. So it's gonna be awkward times 10. And we just don't need that energy. So please, whatever you do, don't go over 4 minutes. Cool. Next, for our audience, yes, you at home watching this amazing show with these amazing poets in what I assume is an amazing room full of vibes and good food and good people. I'm giving you rules in your safe space. First, I need you to like, and share and subscribe to whatever channel you're watching this on. This is our last virtual event for the year. It is not our last virtual event, period. 2023 is going to be kick ass, and hopefully not kicking our ass, but us kicking its ass. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on. We have at least 14 events a month. Yeah, you count that. So yeah, you want to stay Saweetie tapped into all of the stuff that we are doing. And the best way to do that is by subscribing to our social media. And then after you do that, I need you to comment on the feed. Whatever live stream you are watching, whatever comment section you have, please show maximum love to these poets. Our live streamer does take some of the comments, the nice comments that we receive, post them in the chat for people to see. And it's really heartwarming even to go back after the fact and see what people had to say, and everything's timestamped, so you get to feel like you're watching people's live reactions to like the dope ass shit that just got said. It's really heartwarming. So please, don't be shy. Let us know how you feel. Don't be a dick though, because we block people. We don't even argue. We just block people. Good vibes only in the comments section. And then speaking of vibes, I just want to let everybody know that this is a freedom of speech zone. People are going to be talking about their experiences and their viewpoints, and we do not censor people just because we don't agree with them. That being said, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from accountability. It doesn't mean freedom from consequences. And if you are up here saying hate speech, we will definitely remove you and have a conversation with you after the show. We also encourage people to have conversations outside of the show, off channel, if they hear something that's concerning to them, or if they hear something that's interesting and want to learn more. Learning is about conversations and being open to them, but we want to make sure that those happen off channel and not in the comment section or in the chat, or unmuting yourself and interrupting the next poet who might not have said anything yet. Cool. Lit. I think those are the rules for the audience. Judges. Ooh, how did I forget? The judges. We don't have a show without y'all. Thank you so much for judging. Y'all have the hardest job tonight because you have to judge the poetry openly. You have to give every poet a score from a 0.0 to 10.0 scale. 0.0 is the worst piece of shit you've ever heard in your life. It's like trash. It's like garbage. It's like boo-boo. It's like your parents' divorce, but on like 10, because like you didn't get 2 Christmases, you just got trauma. Point being, you don't like zeros are bad. 10, best thing you ever heard in your life. It's like if your parents got a divorce, but like in like a healthy way that like everyone agreed with, like everybody was like, yeah, this relationship is over, and it was like amicable, and you got 2 Christmases, and then your parents got remarried to people who were rich. So now you have 2 rich Christmases and 2 loving families that co-parent really, really fucking well. The point being, there's not a lot of zeros and there are not a lot of 10s. Score accordingly. There's this thing called score creep, where as the night goes on and we may be, getting into the swing of things, I got me a little drinky drink with me. You may have a drinky drink too. The poetry starts sounding better, but that's not fair to the people who went first when you were sober and vibeless. So to help you out, we will have a sacrificial poet. They will be going first. You will score them as if they are competing. They are not. Think of them as a calibration poet. So any poems you like more, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. Okay. Wow. What? I think that's it. I think that's it. Are we ready to hear who is in this slam?
Yeah.
You can unmute yourself and like let me know. It's kind of scary when I ask questions and like I don't get an answer. It's like
woo 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 woo.
We are ready.
Yes. All right. So the
Let's
poets
do
will be
poets.
reading in this order. We randomize the list. If for some reason you have an issue with the order, I'm sorry. I unfortunately cannot control the algorithm. So yeah. But the poets will be reading in this order. We have Life of Laura, we have Sapongo, we have Consuela Red, and then we have Dawn. Give it up for everybody who's going to be reading tonight. Ooh.
Let's go.
All
Speak on it.
right. So that means on deck, we have a Life of Laura, but give maximum love to the next, or your sacrificial poet. Give it up for Reggie. It's me. Yeah. Can you all hear me?
Like a glass door.
Yes, crystal clear.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Female fig wasps lay their eggs in male fig flowers. Their children then emerge from the capra figs to mate and repeat the process. However, if a female wasp reaches a female flower, she is trapped inside the ostiole, where she pollinates the flower, dies of starvation, and then is digested by the developing fruit. Somewhere in a distant history, we fell into each other and never separated. This is the order of things. First, attraction, then struggle, then children. I have birthed countless autumn swarms of buzzing mouths and hunger. You have birthed entire groves of drupes plump with blood and sugar. I took your wings and you gained a son, a daughter, a legacy. I parted my lips and you ripped off your legs. Sometimes violence is an agent of creation. Some mothers push and others break and bend and destroy until something better rises from the conflict. Our phoenix sons falling from the vine. Seeds and flesh, evidence of survival. Our children will thank us for this. You're welcome. This is a fair trade. Your sons will go on to make more sons. My seeds will sprout 1,000 more branches reaching towards the sky. Your daughters will fly like their mothers. They'll wear your wings. Thank you. I'll take them too. Give it up for the poet.
Oh my God.
I like that one.
Yes,
Wow.
good and educational.
Wow. I don't know who that poet was. I'm an unbiased host, but like, someone should ask them for their number. Anyway, judges, if you can send your scores over to L. Lit. So that was your sacrificial poet. Judges, you are now experts. I trust you. I love you. I know that you will do a great job. Audience. So I have this thing where I start coughing when I'm lying. I don't know these judges. I don't know who they are or what they stand for, but I know and trust you because you are here for live poetry. So I need y'all to let us know in the chat how you feel about each poem. Root for your favorites. Let us know. Show maximum love. Try to sway these judges, you know, be a whisper in the ear, a little birdie, a little mosquito to just buzz, buzz, you know, flap, flap, you know, give it a 10. Whatever you need to do. Judges, stay strong. I believe in you. You know, I have faith that you will do a great job tonight. Follow your heart, hold on to your butts. And that brings us to our slam, which means on deck, we have Sapongo, but give maximum love to our first poet competing in the slam. Give it up for Life of Laura.
Yeah.
Indeed.com.
Awesome. Content warning, sexual abuse. Spaces are powerful. Sometimes you could just be at the right space at the right time and everything unfolds. But every time someone sits there, though, it's like I get taken out by the air that comes out of their 32 teeth and lips. It's insane to think that this chair holds so much weight and vulnerability. I'm glad you don't have a soul chair, because if you did, you wouldn't be able to hold anyone anymore for the weight of the words that were said as they sat on you. He tied me to the bed and abused me. And another, he raped me from behind. Every time someone sits here, it's like I become bare of any feeling. And then rage comes, but I'll never despair. I'll never despair. I'll never give up on them. You hold them physically, chair, and I feel your sentiment as I hold them mentally. Somehow, sitting out here in the fresh air, they all say the same thing. Laura, I've never told a living being. Somehow, chair, you let the deepest of secrets come out. It's not normal that 1 in 4 suffer abuse like it's a normal phenomenon. What's normal is children not having to protect themselves or hold family secrets that end the protection of their adulthood. This isn't normal. It will never be. So I won't be silent because we need to be set free.
Give it up for Life of Laura. Woo. Judges, send your scores on over to our scorekeeper. Scorekeeper, if I could get the scores for the.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's been a while since we've done it.
I know. I feel
A whole
rusty.
month, right? Yeah, we do this once a month, but it's been a month. Like, do you know how long it's been since last month? It's been a long time.
It's been 1 month.
It's been 1 month since last month, and that's been a long ass month. That month dragged her motherfucking feet. Especially in comparison to like the 3 months before, where like September didn't even put her purse down. Like, what? Okay. And the Sacrificial Poet got a 27.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. And never the points. All right. Ooh. We are going to keep it moving on deck. We have Consuelo Red, but give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Sapongo.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Content warning. Dope shit. We are the monsters. We are your leaders. We've got a gun to your head because we fear you. We are the demons. We are the preachers. We've got fairy tales in your head to control you. We use beliefs, the media, and alternatives to control, delete, and alternatives, divisions to breed altercations, experimenting with your people during vaccinations, see TV screens causing identity assassination. We sanction nations, then we offer them resuscitation. Mouth to mouth, smell our colonial breath, inhaling our essence through a kiss of death. So you can look down upon your color, bleach your skin in a beauty parlor, renting an identity, enriching our entity. See, we take the profits, then we take more money when you give to the prophets, or you get drunk tobacco ills, early mornings to settle bills. You're up before the sun rays because you have a son to raise, wages a raise sum to raise. We removed you from your Bantu ways and gave you what was dumb to praise. I said, we are the monsters. We are your leaders. We've got a gun to your head because we fear you. We are the demons. We are the preachers. We've got fairy tales in your head to steal from you. We own the leaders. You are led by televisions. You were bred by walking with your head high, not knowing you were dead guy. See, your pineal gland is calcified. The order wants me pacified because all of this is classified. I should not tell this information. No, a new order is information. Yes, promotion of a sinful nation, spread disease or combination. See, we meet up in Obama's nation to legalize abominations, and nah, we ain't taking crap like constipation. See, stripping naked is now in occupation. Sex robots now making some computations. Second coming, yeah, we've got you waiting while we're taking over and dominating. This is the matrix. We sit down and wait tricks. We do pew with beliefs. We pew to stay sick. So these are the basics. Keep you chasing things to buy with your pay slips. All of creation completed on day 6. Tesla knew the key. We took it. So face it. Power.
Gang. Give it up for the
That was awesome.
All right, and for reference, Laura got a 26.9. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry and never the points. The poetry and never the points. All right. Wow. You know what? One of these days, I'm going to learn not to close the list out, like on my phone between poets, so I can just have it up. But today is not one of those days. But I stalled long enough because on deck we have Dawn. But give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Consuelo Red.
Woo-hoo. Can y'all hear me all right?
Let's go.
Can y'all hear me all right?
We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, trigger warning, mad ass Black woman. I'm just joking. Okay. I'm entering my soft life. Just know I've been through a lot of shit. Am I difficult? Not anymore, because I just won't fuck with you if you bring me discomfort. It does not suit me or you to waste each other's time. You choose violence, I choose flowers. I want to be here a long time to watch things grow. So anything that interrupts that, I'm not here for it. Stressors, anxieties, and fears will become a thing of the past once I let everything go, and I'm looking forward to it. My meds, my pets, and my loves will be the main focuses from now on. This is what freedom feels like. Call me what you will, but you cannot call me bothered. Long live shea butter, long live hibiscus tea, and long live my motherfucking peace. I have arrived with a one-way ticket. This is home, and this is where my heart will live from now on. Thank you.
Gang.
Don't
Okay.
leave my motherfucking
Give it up for
key.
Consuelo Red. Woo. All right. And for reference, Sapongo scored a 28.5. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet and never the points. The poet and never the points. Ooh. All right. On deck, we have our feature, Ashia Ajani. I'm really excited. I'm sorry, I've been cheesing all night. But give maximum love to our last poet of the first round. Give it up for Dawn.
Woo, let's go.
Don't get it, man.
Can y'all hear me?
Indeed.com.
Perfect. I'm talking to my older sisters about our grandmother. I voice that grandma wasn't Indian because growing up, Black people often injected nationalities into their skin to be something they weren't. So I say, I took an ancestry test in college. The results read 60% African, 30% white. Figured the white came from one of the slave masters raping one of my great grandmothers. They say no. Grandpa was white. Have you ever heard the sound of a secret? Earthquake, knocking over everything you made yourself to be. And the more we talk, the more of a stereotype we become. How we hoard secrets until loose lips are released from messy aunts or drunk uncles or sisters who say you never asked. And my father, mad at my grandfather for being a deadbeat, refused to tell us about our family tree. Now I'm left experiencing this identity crisis, angry for being left to figure this shit out on my own. So I guess I followed in my father's footsteps. I'm not mad about the white, but how Black Americans fight for a piece of identity, search for something that makes us Black feel less stolen, more purposeful, that although we've overcome the impossible, Doesn't mean that's enough to satisfy my hunger for home. How we call ourselves African American with the African hundreds of years removed is to have memory loss in our veins. So we wear the clothes to jumpstart our identity. Pray appropriation doesn't leak from our skin. Question. Am I allowed to wear kente if all I have is the DNA test to prove it? No last name connected to my ancestry, just Jackson, held by Andrew Jackson, owner of more than 200 slaves given his last name to be identified as property or taken by slaves hoping to reunite with family. So my last name cries out for a home that doesn't beat trauma yet continues to beg for acceptance. I am not mad about who I am. I just have this obsession with who I could have been, and ain't that something? To feel foreign in your own lineage. And when you're a Black American who's home, once I'm dead or enslaved, you'd rather take DNA tests to relax their abandonment, praying that my ancestors find me soon.
Gang. Gang. Gang.
Don't,
Give it
don't,
up
don't.
for John. Woo. And for reference, Consuelo Reg got a 26.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. And never the points, the poet, and never the points. All right. Friend, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get you for like an in-person feature somewhere. And we need to hang out in person because it's been a while, couple months, but like, I'm really excited for our feature. Normally I read a bio, but if I know the feature personally, I also say something about one of my favorite things about them or like a favorite moment. And I think I'll talk about the first time we met, which I think was at the Octopus Lounge, at a reading that another good friend of ours who, we love Jordan, invited us to read at, and I remember Jordan had talked you up first. Like Jordan had been like, I really want y'all to connect. And I was like, I don't know, because like I'm really bad at meeting new people. Like I'm very awkward. But your energy both on stage and off stage was like so inviting that it made me feel so comfortable. And you're such an amazing person and such an amazing writer, and you care about certain like intersections and conversations that don't get talked about. Like you just like, you're looking out for you and your people, and I really love that. And I really love to see you thriving right now, and just like all the good things. Like I really wish really good things for you in 2023, and I'm excited for your book. Anyway, this bio. Ashia Ajani, she is a storyteller and environmental educator hailing from Denver, Colorado, Queen City of the Plains, and the unceded territory of the Cheyenne, Ute, and Arapaho peoples. They are the master of environmental management candidate. The only one that matters. No, they are a master of environmental management candidate at Yale University. Shout out for Yale. But shout out for Black people at Yale. And an abortion, birth, postpartum doula, important work. She has been published in Frontier Poetry, World Literature Today, Sierra Magazine, and has forthcoming work in Apogee Journal and Exposition Review. Keep up with their work at Ashia in Bloom on socials and their website. I am really excited for y'all to be able to experience this feature. So I need y'all to give a nice, loud, high-key classy, low-key ratchet Oakland Slam welcome to your feature of the night, Ashia Ajani.
Oh my gosh. That introduction, Reggie, I love you so much. And like now that like, so I guess like a little bit of like bio background for folks. Now that I actually like live in Oakland, it's a shame that we do not see each other more often, but listen, life and work, I just turned 25, not even just, I turned 25 in May, but I don't know, like the shift from like being in like your early 20s to your mid 20s, life comes at you fucking fast. So I completely understand. We'll get together when we can get together. Know that I'm always rooting for you from a distance. And happy motherfucking birthday. Reggie is the GOAT. Colin's great too. Colin ain't here, but we are, you know, sending kisses and love to Colin too. And yeah, let's get into some poems. I didn't intentionally spurn the forest. Rather, it became another question of Southern belonging I didn't have the patience to unravel. Must have been when the little white kids next door asked if we wanted to play cowboys and Indians, and all I could think about was the split in my conquered DNA that stood on both ends of the chastening rod. Or maybe when a man held a shotgun to the back of a good man's head while we were out in the field, asked, "Whose land you think you on, boy?" Neither of ours. We just learned to love it because it was the only thing that granted us some semblance of peace. My cousin says he has encountered poisonous snakes in the Panamanian jungle, and this scared him less than doing research in the Deep South. Snakes are usually more frightened than you are of them. Same goes for white folks, but Lord, how I prefer a fang to those trigger fingers. I didn't intentionally spurn the darkness until they claimed ownership of that which once sheltered us. When all that was hunt and run soaked my endings in bloodlust through this violent cat and mouse condition. The inherent trickery of my blood begged me to stay grounded when all I could imagine was flight. The voices in these woodlands are alive with vengeance, and maybe this is why white people fear the dark and what it holds. We marvel at its ability to hold, call it semantics, a cultural linguistic loophole, our right to something. Abuela weaves together sweet tales about the backwoods that were once hers, long after the plantation manifestation made a mockery of her inheritance. The trees held their secrets with rope and flame, but I can't help but envision my abuela laughing, running not from any one thing, but towards the witching hour our foremothers once found refuge in. Mississippi is a graveyard of all my kin's wildest ambitions. We play pretended Americanness until it felt real enough to sink into, until it didn't defend us from the light, until the Superfund affliction reminded us of the well-earned savagery in our marrow. I flee from what my ancients trusted, and isn't that the most heart-wrenching betrayal of my blood? To deny myself access to the blackest parts of this earth. My great-great-great-grandmother's phantom footsteps litter the ground like dead leaves, and isn't that what this lineage always returns to? The ill-understood trauma of existing in between shadow and soul. Tell me, what is the difference between haunting and protecting a place? Is it one of volition? The wounds down here are older than the flesh that displaced them, but the twilight reminds me that we could feel whole yet. Black people in the South breathe life into dark and call it home. Black as the soil that birthed bright cotton, this Mississippi Delta madness home, this wild, expansive Blackness home. Mississippi, baby, on my good days, I imagine you soft and lazy, draped in gracious green, sacred darkness, cradling all that unloved Black.
Jesus fucking Christ, Ashia. My God.
So
Beautiful.
all the poems, I didn't want to interrupt anybody. Zoom is always so awkward for me because I'm like, let's talk. And then I talk over people and I feel bad about that. So I didn't mean to talk over them. But this next poem, all the poems that I'm going to read tonight are in my forthcoming collection, which is going to be released April 23rd, 28th, 23rd, 2023, which I'm very excited about. And this next one kind of leads or follows the previous one really nicely. So we have a little bit of land. My mom's side of the family is from Pelahatchie. No, I always say Pelahatchie, Mississippi. That's where we live now. From Bethune, Mississippi. We have land in Bethune, and there's this white guy who lives next to us. And he keeps moving his fence because there's nobody there, to look after the land because, everybody's been dispersed all over the United States. So he moves his fence over like a couple of inches every so often. And because there's nobody there really to be like, yo, don't do that. this is like one of the really sneaky ways that I think white people appropriate land. And so this is a poem about that. It's called In the Thicket. Weeds are flowers, George Washington Carver. In white imagination, Black folks exist as entertainers or boogeymen. Like my grandmother, I wish to make a mean life of both tar baby and briar patch. At once the same, occasionally one or the other. Somewhere between fascination and fetishization lies the shapeshifter's gift. Girl boy speaks their fragmented speech and the chatter of gulls knocked clean from sky echoes. Someone once said I need to culture my tongue, so I turn to the wisdom of evening bats, erudite in their echolocation. My mouth twists in praise-laden mimicry of another in-between species. Behind the loose bark of whatever forest remains, or sheltered by blackberry vine, its unwelcoming claws a demarcation against encroachment. Weeds overtake Granny's plot long before a white man can move his fence a few inches every summer. Prickly bodies hide man-made borders. We are, after all, connected by our bitter, rooted histories. The same strange flower emerging year after year from bulbs of empire, poisonous with their long memories. Some things are just Black folks' business, the rest a fable. Okay. So I am from Denver, Colorado. Oh, thank you for the claps. I appreciate it. I'm from Denver, Colorado, 303 baby, city of 300 days of sunshine. Was good. And I don't know if people recently saw this list, but they did a list of the most gentrified cities in the US. Of course, unfortunately, San Francisco, Oakland is at number 1. Denver is a close second behind. So this is a little poem about reckoning with Denver, not being able to swim, Blackness, things like that. It's called I Still Won't Get My Hair Wet. The cold water will swallow you whole, and where will you be without this landlocked abandon? Grandma chides when I venture a new baptism. She snaps on my swim cap tight enough to knock these perm bruised edges loose. The chlorine clean makes it pure enough for plunge. My lungs fill with chemicals. We buy back our health, a purloined possession. This kind of thirst summons an ancient lust. We've been parched for centuries. In secret, I seek to swim, cloaked by what carried and buried my bloodline. I am hot-blooded, overeager to splash and cool off. Growing up in Colorado, I never was a water-connected person. Besides, my bloodline lacks proclivity towards moisture, though these lungs know nothing but flood. Years ago, in the wild edges of Missouri, my paternal grandfather throws my adolescent father into Smithville Lake, shouts swim. If they come for you, you gotta know how to float. If they come for you, you better hold your goddamn breath.
Oh my God.
Woo, woo.
Let's go.
Woo.
Let him get up, let him get up.
All right, so this next one, anybody familiar with the rapper Mickey Blanco?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God,
Yes.
that's my good sis. I wish I knew Mickey Blanco. I feel like that would be really fun to hang out with. But they have this song called The Plug Won't. And this is a poem after The Plug Won't. I wrote it during the early days of the pandemic. When I was like smoking a lot of weed, y'all, like dangerous amounts. And my dumbass, no, I was too broke to like buy it in bulk. So I would have to like wait until my next paycheck to kind of like keep re-upping. So this is a poem about that. I grease myself with lip gloss and lotion, and perhaps a low blush will conjure color courage to go sit in this nigga's Honda for the 3rd time in 2 weeks. The weed man is the only man to ever see me with my scarf on. I dip and toe a green line. The intimacy of purchase lingers once on my lips. Yes, this too is heady. In the evening time, I upcycle heartbreak, try on a new facade of sexy cool meant to bring back bliss. Eyes low, I coax memory to rewrite itself through a wrapped fatty and weighty conversations like, did you know so-and-so died? Ash fell from the sky when he didn't deserve. The doctor says rent is up another $175, so let me get a half ounce of anything that will pull my mind back from the brink of no return. Eager to oblige, Weed Man hands me a bag of indigo to evince a night sky from beyond my wildest emptiness. Both of us black and hustling, rife with dreams of soulmates evergreen. This be an elegiac alliance. Heartache notwithstanding, he beholds my blessings everlasting. Lovers come and go, but this is something sacred. I don't know where my paycheck ends and his begins, but I love the idea of being tethered to something. I am a shapeshifter eroded by grief. Render my tenement hollow. Let the fullness of me idle below unceded frontier to conquer. I call myself a before, simply ungrounded. How I began, not like this.
Woo!
Thank you.
Let's fucking go.
All right, clap if you hate private property. So this is a poem about how much I hate private property and how weird like white people get about like kids being on their property. Experienced way too much of this when I was a kid, so had to write a poem about it. It's called On the Outskirts of Eden. The white lady next door had such a beautiful apple tree she defended with her life. When squirrels tried to nibble on its garnet grace, we would hear the pop, pop, pop of her grandson's BB gun, discouraging their impish feast. A squirrel without a tail survives, its equilibrium forever distorted, unable to balance on a tree's soft limbs. It chews on the half-rotted apples littering the ground, risking blight for nourishment. As children, we heeded her warning, so we waited for the branch to bend over our fence heavy with fruit before flinging sharp pebbles as artful offerings, tiny in their metamorphic launch to deliver precious harvest. Archers in our precision, we giggled as our makeshift arrows struck through thin wood, sending sweet flesh jewels into the soft embrace of our lawn, liberated. My auntie once told me, laughter is the most primal form of prayer. We are all parishioners of mischief, of delight that stretches beyond man-made borders. I watched awestruck as my cousin turned her smiling face to the sky, opened her arms to catch what bounty had emerged after a long wilting season. Hands dusted with pollen, the green root of her untendered. She collected her God-given right, bit into a hard-won pleasure, full of spirit, still tailed, giggling with blossom-laden gospel. So I don't know if y'all like realize when you write things, like there are other like meanings or other like symbolism or other like, I think like Tony K. Bambara said like my work is still teaching me something. And as I was editing this poem today, the one that I just read, I realized that like this was very much an allegory for Robin Hood. And I don't know if anybody saw, like it was like the cartoon version of Robin Hood where they were foxes and they were animals.
Literally watched that last night.
Are you serious? See,
Yeah.
we're just so in sync. And highly recommend if you haven't seen it. It's like very like early animation. It's very cute. It's very cool. But that's something that I just realized as I was doing that. How much more time do I have? Do time check.
Got time for like 2 more.
Okay, perfect. Let me choose my 2. Okay, I'm gonna actually switch it up because I'm wearing a TLC World Tour shirt and I feel like I have to read my Ode to the Spirit of Left Eye poem. So let me find it really quick. So if you haven't been able to tell by how much I talk in between poems, I am a Gemini. And Left Eye was rest in power, was also a Gemini. And there's like a documentary on her life. She was a very fascinating person, y'all. A very tortured woman. And I found like a lot of similarities between us too. So this is Ode to the Spirit of Left Eye. Looking down a waterfall in La Ceiba, Left Eye, nude and alive, uttered, When I was a kid, I wished all of this. I can't help but tease out the irony in getting all you ever wanted mere days before your spirit quits the earth. The devil inside, subdued for the time being. The tongue forks, two paths, flames or flight. Maybe it was all those different personalities begging to be released from a constricting vessel, Gemini that she was, never satiated by what could be obtained, always fascinated with the beyond, the crass, the unexplainable aching within us all. One twin holds the torch, the other follows close behind with the watering can. I could slash and burn my woes or drown them. I could quench the soil's December thirst after the land had been metamorphosed through an unfettered firestorm. I can say sorry from the same cheek I covet my venom. I'm afraid I've lost what is most dear to me and can never retrieve it. I promise you, if I could isolate the nucleus of my pain, I would pluck the disease from its root and bury it. Even as Left Eye watched a house consumed in a conflagration of her own creation, she couldn't placate the parts of her that wanted to go down with the wreckage. A penchant for flight burns deep in our shared spirits. As she held the leather soles of another Lopez, these wild premonitions of departure etched want in her flesh. I too see dangerous things and try to pay them no mind. You give power to a thing when you name it, so I wander aimlessly, ripping titles from the haints that follow me.
Wow.
All right. This last poem I'm going to read. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to put my social media and then my website in the chat. Pre-orders for my book are going to start very soon. If you can swing it, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you pre-order rather than wait until the book comes out. I don't know if people are familiar with this, but a lot of indie bookstores, larger bookstores will decide if they're going to carry a book based on how many pre-orders an author gets. So highly recommend, if you're interested in learning more about my work, if you want to support, hit that pre-order once it becomes available, and it will become available on my website, and I'll share it on my socials once I have that information for you. But this last poem is called Return, 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 and it's after Richard Wright. And it's me trying to figure out all the different migration momentum, north, south, west, all the things that make up my family. So I'm running further west in pursuit of hard-won greens. I'm greedy for an enduring bloom, insatiable in my desire to reclaim a culture beyond the eroded coast of conquest. What greets me? The Pacific, another chasm, known but unfamiliar. Its visage changes with the seasons, and here I am, both squatter and homesteader, green guardian marred by industry. Humidity overwatered me. Now I crave that arid spring to desiccate my exit wounds. Yes, there will be drought. Heartache too, though who can say the longing for rain isn't the same as the desire for a crisp blues note to soothe the soul into darker revolution. True, I came to oil the shipyards with my name, to raise up my dry acres with cropland, to slash, burn, and build once more. I cannot outrun the South. Her memory stays stuck to my skin the same way wild garlic lingers on the tongue. Sun-stained blackberry body reminiscent of fullness to be had elsewhere. Thank you so much for having me. I am so looking forward to the rest of this slam. And yeah, I'll put my information in the chat. Thank you again. Happy birthday again, Reggie. And much love to you all.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So like, now y'all see why I love Ashia. Wow. It's been so long since I've heard your poetry, and I didn't realize. Like I knew, but I didn't realize how much I missed your poetry and your writing. Give it up for Ashia one last time. Oh my goodness. Is that a website? It's giving
Yes.
Ajani.com. Yes. We love poets with websites. Yes, visit Ashia's website, pre-order that book. Once my check come in, I'm gonna somebody who owe Ashia money. Once my check come in, but no, once my check come in, I'm definitely gonna pre-order that book because, look, if that book sell out, I will fight somebody for the last copy. So like, don't play with me. I need that book. You need that book. We need that book. So like, just do the thing. Lit. Wow. Whew. Let's take a breath, everybody. Like, reset. We had an amazing feature. I smoke too much, so I can't hold the breath like you're supposed to when you take a deep breath. But like, if you can hold it, I encourage you to hold your breath for at least 4 seconds before exhaling slowly. But I also can't do that because I smoke too much. That's funny. Shout out to asthma. Shout out to COPD. Shout out to environmental factors that exacerbate lung conditions in Black neighborhoods. Anyway, let's see. We have an amazing round of poets. Oh my goodness, yes. So we take the top 3 poets of round 1 into round 2. There were 4 poets, which means unfortunately, 1 person will be dropped. I'm not an asshole. I'm not gonna drop 1 person from the list. So we'll take all 4 people. We do it in reverse order of appearance. So the first shall be last and the last shall be first on some biblical type shit. So the order will, thank you. Thank you, Don, for catching that. I meant to announce that, but got sidetracked. The score, Don got a 29.1. A 29.1. Lit. All right. So the poets will be reading in this order for round 2. We have Don, then we have Consuela Red, and then we have Sapongo, and then we have Life of Laura. Give it up for everyone who's touching the stage in the second round.
Let's go, poet.
So we are going to get right into the second round, all gas, no brakes. So on deck, we have Consuelo Red, but give maximum love to the first poet of the second round. Give it up for Don.
Fellas, I come to you today to talk about something taboo. Do not judge me for my beliefs, but for the lives I'm about to change. Getting your ass ate feels good. Now I know you expect me to say that but hear me out. Imagine you getting the best head of your life, balls juggled to perfection, then suddenly you become Thanksgiving. I know most of y'all don't believe in science, but our G-spot is in our asses. It'll keep you harder than any Viagra. You will thank her and me living a life so free you never knew you could, because just like getting your ass ate, you will begin to realize not allow the world to dictate what makes you feel good. Realize that society melds boys with toxic masculinity, teaches them to be glass bottles and glass houses emotions, fragile enough to kill themselves. In 2022, the highest demographic of suicide was Black men. 84 men a week take their life, that although Black boys are killing themselves at a higher rate, Black men between the age of 25 to 34 face the highest rates of suicide, which is to say, I am fighting for my life. Our community has trained boys into rejecting help, that God will turn that noose into a halo, but that halo has been crushing us under your expectations. Taught boys don't cry at 5, so we release dams from our wrists. I must admit, most men cannot define what it is to be one, but allow everyone around us to dictate who we should be when nobody even knows who they are. I'm living proof that the best swimmers are not the best survivors, but the ones that haven't drowned yet. And it doesn't matter if it's a gun, cliff, or wishing to drive through your neighbor's brick house society. Doesn't make it easy to be a Black man. So I tell my brothers to live freely. Seek out what you need to survive life. It's already hard enough, so fuck anybody who cannot handle your Black boy joy. So if she willing to eat it, then let her eat it. Let her lift those chicken thighs, get licked clean. I pray your bedroom sees you, and if anybody calls you gay, say this gay has the best sex and I'm alive. It's a preacher.
Gang. Gang. Give it up for Dawn. All right. We are going to keep it pushing. On deck, we have Sapongo. We give maximum love to the second poet of the second round. Give it up for Consuelo Red.
Woo, let's go.
Thank you. Woo, that last poem was good. I like that. Why are you always fucking me over, Stink? I didn't cause your trauma, so why are you putting yours on me? I just want to chill with you, smoke a little something, drink a little something, and maybe a little something else. But all you want to do is vent about your problems in your damn life. I'm getting a little frustrated with this outcome because you're killing the mood. We have to come to some kind of understanding, or I don't think this will work. Maybe it's just time to say goodbye. It's been real, Stink. Damn, now I'm going through some shit and I don't have nobody to talk to. You always respond to me, but you never leave me on red. Our shit may be toxic, but we all we got. We are each other's shoulder to cry on, and that's enough until we find something else to block each other on Instagram. Thank you.
Gang. Give it up for Consuelo Red. Woo! Wow.
Yay!
And for reference, Dawn got a 28.9. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points. Poet and never the points. Wow. All right, we are going to keep it pushing. On deck, we have the last poet of the night, Life of Laura. But give maximum love for our penultimate poet. Give it up for Sapongo.
Yeah.
Content warning, Village Boy stories ahead. We all sat around the fireplaces, the tongues of the fire seemingly taunting our hungry-looking faces. We had not left the room, nor none had the nerve, not until the ritual was over. We sat on the floor, cross-legged, frozen, waiting for the first droplet. The ground smelt of thirsty spring had come and gone, but even the trees that hung onto their leaves were grieved to hear them fall to the ground, raising tons of dust that hung above our heads like a friendly ghost come to boast. The rhythm of life got seen to the cries of the blaring goats. We had drank their blood and ate the flesh of their kin in an effort to keep soul glued to skin. The people were quiet, but each whispered in their minds the truth unspeakable. The cross steeple that stood atop the cathedral, seemingly violating the sky, rendered her barren. Gone are the days of the rain dance when the rain made cut with the orifice of the hot springs in Bingham, disappeared for 7 days and came back with basket loads of harvest maize to tell of the bumper harvest, a gift from the gods of the land. If he came with his hands empty like politicians' promise of food security, the tribe knew that the drums had to beat for the people to clap and the gods to dance until the earth cried tears of rain. We were one with the land, more so gods of the rain. So I pray thee tell which gods do thee serve that let ye starve? No, No blasphemy. Let's have none of that nonsense for the starving child, whose father works the fields but the rains won't fall, whose mother gathers the wood but the cat sleeps on the head, whose stomach grumbles the Lord's prayer but all the Lords are deaf. Her shoulders will never carry the unpleasant weight of a scuffed teen as she goes to school. She bends but not a single droplet for her throat to cool. So she learns at school that the globe is getting warm, that Mother Earth never speaks but she whispers silent cries every time a car turns it to a passive smoker, taking it to cloud 9. But do you know what smoke does to lungs? It will create a hole so big the sun will escape the hands of time and burn us all alive. No rain to cool us down, let alone irrigate the Garden of Eden, long lost to the hands of men. Power.
Gang, 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 give it up one last time for Sapongo.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. And for reference, Consuelo Red got a 28.1. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet and never the points. The poet and never the points. Oh my goodness. Wow. We have made it to the end of the night. I need y'all to give maximum love to our last poet of the night. Mm-hmm. Give it up for Life of Laura. Woo! Let's fucking go.
There is nothing I will wake up for at 5:30 in the morning, unless you're a chocolate bar. The wet but doughy flavor melts my heart. It's like being in heaven with dancing unicorns and people shouting, "Surprise, Laura, surprise!" I just know that 6-inch, 1-pound chocolate goodness can change the trajectory of my whole life. Well, at least my attitude for the next 10 minutes, but I love donuts with all my heart. Please don't get me started with the chain operation that gives you a fake donut sensation. I might as well call Taco Bell Mexican or KFC Southern, because Krispy Kreme is not a donut store, and donut reputations are on the line if you categorize them as part of the family line. See, donuts, they come in a pink box. It's pink, I tell you. It's not flat white. And donuts, they don't sparkle and shine. No. Part of the experience is when you open the pink box, all the donuts are aligned, and when it's time to pick your donut, you might miss the Bavarian cream hidden between 2 chocolate donuts and a maple donut. But nevertheless, the box is pink. Pink, I tell you. Let me get back to my original story. See, donuts are not just chocolate-filled goodness. They're imitations of the infinite God, because when she made donuts, she thought of me. Chocolate, maple, blueberry, donut holes, old-fashioned, and even the new bacon top goodness donuts or the Captain Crunch ones. Woo-hoo! See, donuts are like magicians. It takes 95 cents for my face to go from a fry to sparkling with ambition. So if you see me smiling, just know I ate a donut. That's all.
Gang.
Woo!
Gang.
Yes.
Go. Give it up one last time for Life of Laura. Go. That's what I'm talking about. And Sapongo got a 28.0. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points, the poet, and never the points. Wow. Okay, let's see if I can get that last score. And Life of Laura got a 27.8. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. Never the points. The poet, never the points. Now that all the scores have come in, I can stop being the unbiased host and say every single poet had a poem that I loved tonight. Really love that. Like, just, oh my goodness. And it was somebody's first slam. Welcome. I'm glad that we could be your first slam. I hope you had fun. Oh my goodness. I remember my first slam. Wow.
What did you have to drink?
What did I have to drink? Water, because I was underage. At least that's what I will tell you was in my water bottle. Milk. There was a running joke at the Berkeley Slam that there was milk at the bar that you could purchase, and someone once bought the host a milk bomb, which was essentially a beer where they took a shot of milk and put it in the beer, and it is just as nasty as it sounds. And nobody drank that shit. Shout out to Jazz. She will be, this is perfect timing. She will be hosting our last show of the year. It is an in-person show, the Berkeley Poetry Slam in Berkeley, California at the Starry Plow. It is our Anarchy Slam. Wonderful. That means no rules. All the rules that I said tonight would have gone out the window. They're going to go out the window tomorrow. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be so chaotic. You don't even have to do poetry. I know for a fact that there's like one person that might, or two people that might be doing like a dramatic reading of a raunchy song. I know that somebody has like a game show planned. Yeah. Look, it's gonna be lit. So you should come out to the Berkeley Poetry Slam if you are located in the Bay or nearby the Bay. I don't encourage you spending your money in an irresponsible way, but if you wanted to buy a plane ticket to come out to the Berkeley Poetry Slam for the Anarchy Slam, I would understand where you're coming from. I would not be able to reimburse you because that's a lot of money, but I would understand why you would want to do that because it's a fun show. And like I would definitely love you for being there, and I would definitely be friends with you forever. But again, I would not be able to reimburse you. So don't think of this as an endorsement for flying out here. Just saying that it would warm my heart. But not my wallet. Sorry. Lit. I've stalled long enough. I have our list. Cool. So in third place, I should explain this. Yeah, we give out money to first place. First place gets $50. I hope they're American dollars. I don't know. I don't handle the payment. So if they're 50 Monopoly dollars, you're gonna have to talk to our accountant, who I believe is Tino. Yeah, you're the accountant. Yeah. Blame Tino and Arvind if you get Monopoly money. Anyway, now that I've gotten my disclaimer to absolve myself of all guilt if you do not get paid in real hard cash, which you will be. In third place with a 55.0, give it up for Consuelo Red.
Let's go. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lit, thank you. Anything you'd like to say to the people? Any ways we can support?
No, thank you for having me. I'm new to the Bay Area. From Detroit, and I've only been here for 90 days, but I love it already. So I look forward to seeing more of these, and happy that there's a poetry family here too, because there was a big one in Detroit. So I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yes, I love the Detroit poetry scene. I know a few poets from out there, and like, I'll say they're the people from outside the Bay that I feel like I identify with the most.
Comes to Berkeley.
Really? That's good. Yeah.
Like
I feel that way. It's like a Bay like area and Detroit connection. Like my
yes,
family says that all the time.
like
Yep.
specifically like what I've talked about is like Oakland and Detroit.
Yeah, he says that all the time.
So welcome to the Bay, and I'm glad that you could be here, and hopefully, we'll see each other at in-person events and on more virtual events.
Look forward to it.
Lit. In second place with a 56.5, give it up for Sapongo. Woo. Woo. Anything you'd like to say to the group?
First of all, I just want to say shout out to you, Reggie, and everyone who organized this. I love you for this, guys. Keep it up. Second of all, I'm Spongo, 5-time international slam champion from Zimbabwe, living in Sierra Leone, but I'm currently in Cesena, Italy. Please do follow me on social media. It's the same S ''PHONGO. Peace.
lit. Sorry, we have like, didn't even know we had Slam royalty in the building. Come on now, 5-time international champion. Yes. I personally, someone said, "Hey, we international."
I see the vision.
The one thing that I really love about these virtual events is that we've been able to reach people from different countries, from different areas of the United States, and build this whole family. So please keep coming back. I really love the fact that we can have a global family and connect with people in all different types of places and hear all different types of stories and narratives and writing styles. This is such a great way to end the year for us. Wow. All right, now the moment we've all been waiting for. In first place, winning 50 whole American dollars with a 58.0. Give it up for Dawn. Anything you'd like to say to the people?
I'm glad I could write about eating ass.
Look.
But more importantly, shout outs to the Slam. You guys are so dope. I can't wait to next year come out to California and see all you amazing dope people. That's on my list. Outside of that, if you want to follow me, I have a page called Pencils and Pens. We do a lot of dope poetry support, concert, You can just go over there and check it out. I don't really want to talk about it. But shout out to everybody at Slam tonight. You're dope. You're all amazing. I was super interested and invested. Shout out to Reggie. You're a dope hope. It's your birthday, so that's the perfect way to end the year. Shout outs to Prophet and everybody here that score keeps and judges and do all that dope stuff. It's perfect to end the year with y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for being here and congratulations. Thank you, Don, Consuela, Sapongo. Thank you, Life of Laura. Thank you, everybody. Ashia. Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm like, wow. This really was a great way to end our year. It's been it's been a very interesting 2022. I'm not gonna say that 2022 kicked our ass. That motherfucker had hands. I will say that. Motherfucker fought back. We'll say that. We're here. We made it. We won the fight. But like 2022, like we got it. We got 2022. We have this. 2023. We square up. We got this. I'm really thankful for everyone that's here. Thankful for this year. Thank you to everybody here on the internet that's been watching us for the last 4 years. We are signing off for the last time this year. We will see you in 2023. Have a safe and happy holiday. Don't do anything stupid, but make sure you take a risk or two. And we'll see you next year. That's such a weird thing to say. Bye. Good night.